If we just go back to the first page, which we logged in originally on, so on your main Teams page here, you can see that there's multiple assignments, because they're called assignments, as you can see, which have been uploaded for you by your teacher. There won't normally be this many all in one row. We've just put these here just to demonstrate for you how you can see different assignments set by teachers. And what we'll do is we'll demonstrate on here how when you open an assignment on Teams, on an iPhone or on an iPad, you'll need to also, as we said earlier, have OneNote downloaded onto your iPad or your phone, and then when you open one assignment, it will automatically open that up in OneNote earlier on as well. So you can see on here, we'll just go to the first assignment, which shows that this is called a poetry assignment test 1, and it's due on the 3rd of July. Just earlier on we said, how do you speak to your teacher or send a message? The second way, just whilst we're here to show you, is if you were looking at this first test assignment and you were a little bit unsure about what to do, you can see there's a little reply button at the bottom here, and just in case, if you needed to post a message to your teacher and to the whole class, you could just ask perhaps maybe when do I need to complete this by? Obviously it does tell you when it's due here, but let's just imagine that was the question that you wanted to ask, and then you could see you could just send that message, which will appear underneath the main assignment as well. If we just go back again, we'll see, if we go to the first one here, so this is the main assignment, so we'll go to let's just find poetry task 1. So if we go down to the bottom, here we are, this is the one we've just looked at where you've asked a question of your teacher. So to click view assignment on poetry assignment test 1, you just literally click the view assignment, and as you'll see, it will open up a page which looks like this for you. All of your teachers should, for each assignment, always tell you the due date, and as you can see there, it will also have instructions for you before you have to click the button to open the page you're asked to work on. So this one tells you to clearly click on the assignment link below to open this week's task, follow the instructions on the page, and then type your answers on the page. And then the important thing is always come back to this main screen you can see here to hand in or to submit your work, which I'll show you in a minute on the top right there. Some teachers will ask you to open work directly in OneNote, like this lesson does for English, and in the other demonstration I'll give you later on, some teachers might ask you to add work and to upload that directly from your own computer. So on this one, we'll go ahead and we'll just click lesson 1, 2, it ain't what you do. And when you click it, you'll see on an iPad, it will automatically open up OneNote, which you would have downloaded onto there later on as well. We haven't signed into OneNote yet, so I'll show you what you need to do when you sign into it for the first time. You just need to click OK for each of these things here. And it says on here that you're working offline and that the sign-in for this particular one is required for this to work here. Okay, so when you do this, you'll quite literally need to go into the top here, which says sign in, and then you need to sign in again using exactly the same username and password that you did to get yourself into Teams earlier on. Once you've signed in here once, you'll never need to do this again. So we'll just sign in there now so you can see how this works. So it's exactly the same. Remember, this one is your email address, which is what you use at school to get onto the school system. And again, don't forget to put in correctly the durhamjohnston.org.uk section. So I'll just type that in there. And then you'll see again the same thing here. It will take you each time, for the first time you sign into something new, it will take you to Sims, and then you just have to just repeat again the same email address. So it's the same DJ test student, but this is, remember, where you'll stick in your normal email address, and then don't forget again to put in the Durham Johnston bit correctly at the end, .org.uk, and then this is where you'd stick in your normal school password that only you know. So we'll put this one in nice and quickly, and then hopefully you'll see once we've signed in here once and we just click enter, it will connect to Sims, and then this will have if we just close this off here, it's just getting you signed in, and you'll see once the working offline thing has gone, this is where your work is that's been set for you for this week. So this has opened up this page here for you to complete your work. Okay, I'll just make that bigger on the top right here, and you can see, for example, this is your assignment. This teacher's written on there that you need to work through the activities below and then to type your answers in the spaces provided. And they've reminded you, once you've completed work on here, you go back to the assignments page and submit your work. So if we just scroll down through this here, this was a Year 9 lesson here. To demonstrate to you, on here it says make a list of 10 things you want to do before you turn 80, and you've been asked to type your answers here. On your iPad, you can see at the top there, we're on the home screen. If you have insert, you'll see in a moment you can insert extra things. You can draw on here. Sometimes you might want to annotate things, and then you can view, change the background and so on as well. But we'll just go to the main home page, and if you just, on an iPad in particular, if you just tap on the screen next to where you want to start typing, and if we imagine, let's say we're going to answer this question here, so the very first thing for number 1 we want to do, let's say in your bucket list you want to go to the moon, for example. Maybe the second thing on your bucket list might be to perhaps have a huge mansion, for example, and so on and so on. And what you'd see is, if you were completing this work, you'd scroll through, you'd do everything that you needed to within the main task page. So down to the bottom here, just always check that you've done what the teacher wants you to. In this particular case, you'd be asked to type a paragraph. So again, you'd just tap on the screen there, and then you'd see there's your keyboard. Let's just imagine I'm just typing in my paragraph here, for example, and there's my amazing paragraph. What you then want to do is this automatically saves. So the best thing that you want to do then is literally just come off this page here, and then you would then go back to your Teams. Okay. Once you've done that one there and you've gone back to Teams, that will automatically save the work that you've just done on OneNote. If you were happy with the work you've done, then you would quite literally click hand in on the top right hand side there. You'll have an animation, in this case an ice cream, and it shows you that your work has been submitted and handed in to your teacher.